Good morning. I'm Christy Duffy for SmarTrend News. Today is Monday, July 26th, and this is your opening bell market update. The U.S. stock futures are trading lower Monday as investors await a fresh batch of earnings this week. European markets showed little movement following the release of a series of tests to determine the health of the continent's big banks. Only 7 of the 91 banks tested would struggle if Europe's economy worsened. Economic reports due out today include new home sales. Economists expect that the Commerce Department will report that sales of new homes rose by 6.7% to an annual rate of 320,000. That report due out 10 a.m. Eastern. In corporate news, Lorillard posted its second quarter earnings before the bell this morning. The company posted a 1.2% boost in EPS from the year-ago period to $1.73. Net sales were $1.52 billion, and operating income dropped by 2.4% from the year-ago period to $445 million. Gilead says that it plans to buy back at least $1 billion of its common stock and will fund the purchase by issuing $2.2 billion in convertible senior notes. Taking a look at market futures this morning, the Dow Jones Industrial Average futures are trading 17 points below fair value, the S&P 500 trading 2 1/3 points below fair value, and the Nasdaq trading 3 1/4 points below fair value. Now for more perspective on what's going to be happening in the markets today, let's turn it to Andy Zamfotis from Lorillard Capital. Andy?
Morning, Christy. Well, futures are pretty flat this morning as investors digest last week's 3% move. We're also entering the heart of the summer months and closing out July this week, which has so far been an impressive month, up about 7%. Investors are likely to key off earnings this week, which continue in full force. We have big oil companies such as Exxon and Chevron among the many companies set to report. Also, shares of BP are trading 2.5% higher this morning on word that Tony Hayward, who's been heavily criticized for his response to the Gulf oil spill, may be forced to step down. Over in Europe, the markets are pretty flat there, and that's kind of surprising, considering that only 7 of the 91 banks that have underwent the stress test were deemed to have failed. But many are kind of looking at that and thinking, this may have been more of a PR stunt than actual kind of real life stress. And so we'll see if investors' perception as to the credibility of these tests changes over the course of the week. But overall, pretty quiet. We do have new home sales due out at 10 a.m. There is an expectation for about a 3% rise over the prior month. And so we'll look to see if that has any impact over the morning session.
Thank you so much, Andy. I'm Christy Duffy for SmarTrend News. For more news and market analysis, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Trade the Trend. Also visit our website, tradethetrend.com, for more headlines.